Welcome back to another episode of Hermit Skies. Apparently it's Christmas. I didn't choose this hat, the hat just appeared on me. And we're over here in the place where we open a chance cube at the beginning of every episode. And an enchantment table, which actually gives me a little bit of an idea for something that we could do with that. That was actually a good gift. It has jogged my memory. But welcome back everyone to another episode. Let's hop back through to our base. Well, I had some plans, but then I noticed this lonely sign in the middle of this area here saying X. Sorry for the pranking you. Sorry for the pranking you, peeps. Peace offering, question mark. Now, I noticed a little chest just over here. Let's go and open this sucker. Bam. Never stars. Wait, no, I'm taking damage. This was some sort of devious trap. Jeez, I've lost all my items. No. Oh no. Jevin got me good. Got me good. There's a shield here. Jeez. Okay. And my grave is up top so we can get my items back. And that was a trapped chest, I guess. Don't walk back into it, X. Don't walk back into it. Bad idea. I see what's going on here. There's something underneath my base. Hey, but we get a power cell out of this by the looks of it. Right, I've got to get up there and get my items without the shield killing me because... yeah, a little bit of a problem here. If I touch this shield, I'm going to feel pain. This chest here was a good idea. Right, I think I'm formulating a plan. We've got a magnet. That's one thing we need. Right, we got a diamond pick as well. That's the other thing that we need. And probably a couple of blocks. So, we're going to turn on the magnet so we can keep the power cell. Nice. It didn't break the shield, but now I can actually see the shield projector. If that was a few blocks over, well, then again, actually, if it were a few blocks over, I'd probably do some digging and get to it, right? So if we break that, aha, now we can get our items without dying again. That was pretty good, but you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind a death. You know, I'm thinking, who's been? Oh, jeez, they're fake Never Stars. No, I thought we got a stack of Never Stars out of this, peeps. Okay, well, I think Jevin got us good there. We need to put our heads together and come up with a revenge plan. This is unacceptable. I will not be killed and fall into thinking I got some... To be honest, I kind of panicked a little bit and thought, oh no, I've activated it again. I did, in fact, just kind of, you know, break the whole contraption. So... we're safe, we're safe. What's going on under here then? Some good old vanilla redstone. A piston pushing one of those, into the shield projector which we have broken. That was a bit of fun, but I got good, I think. I think Jevin got me good there. Right, so now that we've recovered and my mind is back on track, we want to capture one of these. We're going to be building a sort of prototype Enderman farm. I want to try and do things in interesting ways this series, you know. Oh, and also we should remove this sign. As well as making a farm, I want to do a bunch of upgrading and, just so many little bits and bobs, you know, going through our quest book and crafting stuff that's easy to craft so we can open some loot chests, all that kind of stuff. And right now what I want to do is head over to WellsMart, and I realised that I probably should have just stayed back at my area first. So back here there is a book and a chest. Yeah, I wouldn't need to have brought these coins with me. Quite a few people in the comments have seen this sitting here for a while asking what it is about, and I figured I'd read it when we're actually going to go over there. So Wells is here saying, hello fellow hermits, I am pleased to announce the grand opening of WellsMart, your one-stop convenient shop for all your Hermit Sky needs. In this chest you will find complimentary currency. Your first purchases are on us. To get to WellsMart, visit Wells Nice's base, the dark green UFO, that's what I needed to know. And upon arriving, go straight to the end of the hallway, and there's a teleporter and la-da-da-da-da. And there are some special orders as well. But we don't need that, we just need to get our hands on some prismarine. Here it is, the dark green UFO. This takes us to Wells Knight's base. And Wells has a fantastic base. Like myself, he's not just playing on a little platform, you know, doing the stuff that you do, trying to build an amazing looking base here, and he's definitely succeeding at it. I mean, if this is your cup of tea, this build style, it's definitely my cup of tea. I'd say this is some serious competition here for best base on the server, but I'm getting a little bit distracted. Down each of these corridors, there's all sorts of projects and stuff, what we need to do is head straight to the end, because I have actually been here before to check out what Wells has for sale, and he should have some prismarine. So I believe we stand on, is it that one, the teleporter, and we do something here? Look who's online right now, it's Wells, and he's got some fancy draconian armor, and as you saw there, it wasn't working for some reason. There's supposed to be a bit of a beam. That's now been enabled. I will say thank you to Wells in a moment. I will say thank you by being a good patron and buying something from the shop. So it is 1 stack of items per coin, right? So if I take a stack of that and chuck it into here, is this it? Is this where we pay? Pretty sure this is where we pay. I'm going to chuck it in there. Yeah, so we will do this on occasion, you know, because I could come over here and buy any old thing that I need, but I've deliberately chosen prismarine because it is something I believe only obtainable through Botania, and Botania is a mod that I have a lot of trouble learning and really couldn't get into it, and decided that I'm going to avoid it at all costs. And now that WellsMart is here, whenever we run into Botania, we'll be popping over here so we don't have to do any of that stuff. But thank you, Wells, for the wonderful shop. It's extremely helpful. There he is right there again. And I'll say thank you in chat as well in just a moment. So we needed that soul vial with an evolved Enderman to make a particular type of crystal required to craft this inhibitor obelisk. Am I doing that the right way? Yes, I'm getting 6 levels of XP. There we go. Good thing we got that thing right, because I recently died. So that ender crystal will help us craft this obelisk. It is an inhibitor obelisk. It is going to stop Enderman from teleporting away, because when they take damage they like to teleport away, don't they? Look, there's a couple of them hanging out over there in our base. They don't know what's coming to them, I tell you. So over here we've got an aversion obelisk and a relocator obelisk. I'm not actually sure what this one does. I need to go look it up, because I crafted that one thinking it was this one, okay? And you need that one to make this one right here, the relocator obelisk. So if we capture another one of those Endermen in a soul vial, which I will do right now, we can put it inside of this thing, and with power what it's going to do is it's going to look in within this range, 64 blocks, which we can make bigger with a capacitor, and it will teleport them to this obelisk. So the two together can relocate the Endermen that are spawning in this area and then bring them into this space, right? We're going to drop them into here so they take damage and they can create that ender liquid that we can turn into Resonant Ender, that's the one. We can turn that into ender pearls. So that's how we're going to farm ender pearls to begin with. I thought we'd do something a little bit different, a little bit fun. I'm going to go look up what this does though, and we're going to set it up and do a bit of a test, because this is showing us the range that it's going to teleport the Enderman from. I don't know how far around itself it will drop them in, right? Because what we might end up needing is a bigger smeltery than this one. Yes, I'm in creative mode. No, I'm not on Hermit Skies, okay? I'm in a single player world and I'm doing a little bit of testing. And a moment ago I actually had a lot more Endermen over here. Did they just despawn? That's rather strange. Anyway, I picked up many of the different Enderman types in these soul vials. I have upgraded this. It is definitely on. Those Endermen over there are within range and they are not being relocated to this location, which is very, very disappointing. I can't figure out why. They should be just fine to do that. So if this isn't going to work, well, there's actually something else that we could do. I just need to make sure that this one now works. So as long as these Endermen don't teleport over to this other platform, then we still have a solution and we're still going to be able to create a farm out of this. So good news, they never teleported to the platform, and as soon as I removed it, they started teleporting over there. So that's a sign that that obelisk works. I believe this one is angry with me, so we'll get rid of you. Oh, into the void. Oh, and then I guess teleport up here and die. And also things are spawning down here, which isn't too good. So now that we got the evolved Enderman in a soul vial, we can make an evolved Enderman spawner. It requires... Wait a second, I've got that much XP. There we go, bam. That was a long process. It really does take some time. Probably going to need a little bit more XP to combine this over here. Got an anvil. We also got a chunk loader back there. You might have just spotted it. So I've stopped using... what was it? The FTB utilities thing. This over here. This is much more reliable, a chicken chunks loader, and it can actually show you what it's loading as well. So it's getting all of this stuff over here, which means it runs around the clock. But anyway, over in this corner you can see, aha, we're building a little bit of a farm, and I put this black stained glass in front of it, and it's not actually that impressive. So when we're generating more power later on, I think I want to replace that with an RF tool shield so it looks really impressive, and then that thing can turn on and off based on when the farm is on or off. This thing will technically be on straight away because it's going to get power. Now it's going to require, I believe, a lot of power to spawn one of these. We are doing great, people. Over here the batteries are full. Our generation is keeping up with this, which I was not expecting. I thought this was going to be expensive, and check it out. We got some Enderman friends in there who are about to get burnt to a crisp. Although this will take a little bit of time because we've got a smeltery below here. If you just look around the edge, you can see loads of smeltery blocks, and it's one high, but it's rather big, so it should hold a lot of materials. And I guess we just got to wait for this cobblestone to go now. Hey, there we go. Awesome. Right, let's check it out then. So, oh no, we're only getting blood. Wait, what? Why are we only getting blood? What's different? Because we did this the other time. I got some ender pearls when they died, but I didn't get molten Menderium. I guess this is still going to kill them, right? Okay, I switched over the material, and now they're actually making this stuff. So I needed blood to be on the bottom, not the seared stone. Fascinating, fascinating. I was going to try an iron ingot in here, but I guess we don't have to bother with that. So this is actually something that I didn't think of. They're going to die here as well, and that means that they're going to drop ender pearl straight up and ender crystal. Awesome. So we probably want to install this absorption hopper and then hook it up to an item conduit going up there. Instead of that, what I've done is added an ender chest over here. We can spend our ender pearls however we like now, so that's going to send all of the items these drop into our storage system. Now, one of the things they're going to drop are loot bags. A little bit surprising because I am not the one who's killing them, but they are indeed dropping loot bags, and so we need to set up something for that in our system. What I want to do is intelligently expand all of this by adding tons more drawers, because we basically are going to try and rely on just these drawers alone. And I realized when creating this entrance here that this probably isn't big enough, right? So notice in the corner that this is actually a framed trim. It is linking through to a new area back here that we're going to use to store everything, and this is a lot of storage space, nice and big. And we've also got some compacting drawers at the back, which we're going to use for storing metals and other things, but loot bags will be one of those things. And what I've done is I've locked these, I've given them void upgrades, and because they're part of this, any loot bags coming into here will be going into our storage bus, into our drawer controller, and it will find its way over to the back here, although nothing has come through yet. So luckily for me, I've been collecting my loot bags in this chest over here so we could compact them at a later date. So let me give you a little demonstration. So that didn't work, but it's not a problem with what I've set up here. It's actually a problem with this not being part of our drawer network. So this thing basically has like a search distance, right? If I go and lock everything by right clicking on that, let's go and have a look at how far along it locked. It did all of these right here, but it didn't do those ones over there. So this isn't part of that drawer controller. It's not seeing where the loot bags are, which means we've got to make this whole room a little bit smaller. So I'm going to move all of this forward, and what I'll probably also do is end up using this space here for storage if we need more of it in the future. So this room might in general just get a little bit smaller, but I'm going to take those out for now. And if you're curious what the distance is, it was 12 blocks away, so I'm guessing that the distance this thing will search for centered on itself is probably like 25 blocks in each direction, and up and down might be slightly different. So the spawner is on, the Enderman will be dropping loot bags. We're going to simulate that by chucking some more into this bit here. And even though there are loads of open drawers everywhere, because we do have loot bags here, these will be the priority. And you can see that they're going into these two slots, right? They're also locked, which is very important. This one has a void upgrade on, this one has a void upgrade on, but also the storage, because we're going to move the ones from this one up above, and all you need to do is just set it to extract and then insert. You don't even need an item filter, because the only one that can move is this one here up to that one there, right? So all the loot bags are eventually going to fill up the top 3 types, and then the rest will get voided. So by doing this simple setup, we are automatically trashing them once we've filled up these drawers, which I think is a clever way of doing things. I've just learned that the range of this absorption hopper isn't quite enough, so let's put in a few upgrades. Those cost ender pearls, so I'm glad that we got that. And you saw some Inferium essence appear there, so That definitely worked. We're doing good on this stuff. Let's have a look at what we're up to. 5 blocks, I've got 5 right here. I'm going to let this thing run overnight so we can get a lot of this stuff right. So I am going to turn it on because I've hooked it up to a little bit of redstone. If we look at the conduits, it can be turned on and off now from this switch over here. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it running overnight, and hopefully in the morning I'll have enough of these blocks to fill in the back area there. It is the morning now, and I can't hear the Enderman taking damage, which reminds me that I should put a sound muffler somewhere around here. But check this out, upgraded this a little bit. We're using an Ender Fluid conduit, which is automatically moving the molten Enderum into there, and blood it's putting into the trash can as this thing absolutely fills up with this stuff. And I have to manually come over here and swap it around. But we've made enough to fill up the walls now, which was my objective. And also, this thing has a use. With it, we can make... somewhere in here. Aha, that's the one. Compactor with an upgrade as well. We can make Enderum coins, right? And these have a use, which is for extreme crafting, but also for generating power. So maybe that would be a crazy abstract way of making power here in the base. Or maybe we can make it a self-sufficient farm. I don't know. There's so many things we can do in modded, and it's always going to be interesting. But that is the end of this episode of Hermit Skies. If you have enjoyed it, then leave a like. As always, thank you for your support. And I'll see you in the next episode. So ciao for now. Bye-bye.